everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari ST A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari ST games, some which I grew up with and some which are new to me. Today is one of the former. Today we're looking at Megalomania, which was a 1991 release from Imageworks and Mirrorsoft, developed by Sensible Software. It's one of the earliest examples of the real-time strategy genre, and in fact it predates Dune 2, which a lot of people regarded as the first true real-time strategy game in its modern form, by a full year. The original concept for Megalomania was to combine scrolling action with strategy sequences as you fought off robots from a series of islands. But publishers at the time weren't interested in this, as it didn't neatly fit into a category that they could market successfully in their mind. So they developed it into a pure strategy game. They were basically given an ultimatum: drop the action or drop the strategy, and make a type of game that people are familiar with. Now, when the game was criticised for its superficial similarities to Bullfrog's Populous, which was already established at this point, Sensible Software's John Hare said that the gameplay concept of evolution isn't unique to Populous because the Earth thought of it first, which is a pretty good example of the sense of humour that runs throughout Megalomania. It was very well received at the time of its original release for its deep gameplay and that distinctly British sense of humour. And the engine for it would later go on to power Cannon Fodder and Sensible Soccer, two of the company's most well-known and beloved games. So, let's go play Megalomania.
Somewhere at the top of our universe, there is a vast glass orb, where brand new planets and heavenly bodies are conceived and nurtured until they are ready to be thrust out into the voids of space. For some unfortunate planets, there is a final twist to this embryonic evolution, the introduction of an intelligent life form, and the appointment of an overlord or god to govern these poor misguided people. The competition for such godship is fierce among the universal powers and demigods, as they each seek to gain total control of the newborn world. Slowly the great orb becomes surrounded by all manner of creatures. Most will have travelled through many light years to witness this godly contest. A contest that takes place in the form of an ancient heavenly game. A game of evolution, destruction and power. The game of Megalomania! Yes, here we are with Megalomania for Atari ST. Nice bit of digital music going on here. So yeah, this is an all-time classic real-time strategy / god game that I've never been super good at, to be perfectly honest, but I do respect it greatly because it was a game that helped put Sensible Software on the map, for one thing, and also it was just a cool game. It's a cool game I've got very fond memories of for various reasons. Even though I was never very good at it, I always enjoyed playing it. And it was interesting to play because I at this point I'd not really played anything quite like it before. I was familiar with the concept of strategy games, but I'd always kind of steered clear from them for various reasons. Mostly fear. But yeah, this is reasonably accessible. I say reasonably. You'll see. Alright, so first thing we do is we pick a player. Now, in terms of yourself, it doesn't actually matter which one you pick, but the other players will behave in this way that you see here. So if they're computer control players, they will behave as described here. So Scarlet is fiery and aggressive, Oberon is backstabbing and ruthless, Caesar is vindictive and unpredictable, and Madcap is cunning and deadly. So they're all quite unpleasant. I'm going to pick Oberon though, because backstabbing and ruthless is a bit of a pain. Or do I want to be him? Because he has one of the best voices. I'm going to be Scarlet. Insert disc 2 in drive A. Right, yes, bear with me a moment and I'll do just that. Okay, disc 2 inserted. We are now loading the main game. Actually, more accurately, what is happening is this game is loading a bunch of samples into memory, because this game has a surprising amount of digitized speech, and most of that second disc is taken up with those sound samples. Alright, here we are. Aloha of the first epoch. So Megalomania is split up into several different epochs that roughly correspond with sort of periods in history, and each epoch has several islands that you need to conquer. So you see in this case, here is Aloha, which is just 2 sectors. If we click on this one, we can see that Bazooka has 4 sectors, and we can see that Scylla has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sectors. And you'll see that they go in alphabetical order, so it's generally best to start with A, go on to B, go on to C, and so on. And you work your way through 26 islands in total, and then you have the mother of all battles at the end. Which, needless to say, I've never got that far. Okay, let's check options first of all. Auto slow off, speech on, music off, sound effects off. Let's... Oh, you can only have one or the other. Alright, we'll keep with just speech for now then. Auto slow... I will put that on, because that means if you get attacked or something, it automatically slows time down for you. Alright, so what we do first is you choose how many men from your stock of 100 you are going to use to conquer this island. So in order to do that, you click on the castle, and you click on the men. You click on the number, beg your pardon. So I'm going to send... and 25 men. And we will start in this sector here. Alright, then we begin. So, here is our tower. Here is our opponent's tower. Our job is to knock down our opponent's tower, as you might expect. So, in order to do that, we need to research things. So we'll start with some defensive weapons, such as these ones. So we'll start with the stick weapon. We'll assign a bunch of people to the stick weapon. Speed up time. Watch that go down.
Ergonomically terrific.
Ergonomically terrific. That means they've done a really good design. So what we can do then is we can take a stick weapon and we can pop that in the towers, or rather in the corners of the tower, and that will allow us to defend ourselves if the enemy comes knocking. So what we can then do is we can sit and wait if we want to, and allow our population to gradually increase, which is often quite a good idea to do. Or we can also start researching stuff as well. So if we start researching the rocks, or should we go for the catapult straight away, or even the spears? How long will that take? They're not, well, still quite a while. But we do have some defences up immediately if we do want to, if they do decide that they want to come attacking in the meantime. And in this amount of time, they won't have had a lot of time themselves to research a lot of things. So if they do show up, they probably won't have particularly good weaponry. So other things you've got going on in this menu here, you can see these are the elements that you've got available to you. And those correspond to stuff that is in your sector. Elements aren't super important or relevant to begin with, but as you start to make more complex things, you'll see that each one demands a particular amount of resources to be... for you to be able to create it. Right, so the enemy is attacking. Looks like they're just using rocks at the minute though, so we are just chucking sticks back at them. She's not doing an amazing job, admittedly, but it is holding them off for the minute. So what we can maybe do is, while they are attacking, we can just make a start on researching something a little bit better to defend ourselves with, but not assign all of our men to it. So if we just assign maybe 15 men to it, that way we've still got some men that we can man the battlements with if we need to. You see up at the corner here, it tells you how many of the opponent's men are still in the area. So they are going down gradually. They are taking out a few of our dudes, but we are taking them down faster than they're taking us down. So that is the important thing. We just check how that research is going. Okay, let's just speed that up a bit. In fact, we can assign some more men to that now. Knock that time down even more.
We've advanced a tech level.
We've advanced to tech level. Right, so we can now replace those dudes in there with bowmen. We will be much more efficient at defending that tower while we are elsewhere. And what we can probably now do is assemble an army of pikemen and then go and attack. And you'll see they are still in the Stone Age, and in fact we are so powerful that we obliterated them immediately. Congratulations, O President of Aloha. Now, it's not always that easy. It's not always a case of simply overwhelming your opponent like that, but yeah, that is a good way to start. Alright, so we've got 75 men left, because you leave those men on that island to sort of manage it, basically. So what we'll do, we'll take another 25 men to this one, and that leaves us a whole bunch for the last one. So we'll start... Do we want to start next to him? Or in the other corner? Let's go here. Right, so again, you basically have to start from scratch on the new island, so... What we'll do is begin with some research. I might go straight for spears this time for defense. Let's add some people to the researching. So making sure you can defend yourself right from the beginning is the important thing to do in this. You see he's actually already sent some men out into that place there, which will help him to establish a foothold in that sector and probably build another tower eventually. So we might actually want to consider doing that as well. So now we've got
the design's ready.
Pikemen. Do I mean pikemen? Spearmen. Whatever. Yeah, they are now defending us nicely. We can now think about researching some offensive weapons. And we're in a position to defend ourselves. Let's just take a few of them out, actually. So that if the baddies do show up, we can take them out. Oh, see, he's built a tower in that sector already.
We've advanced a tech level.
So it might be in our interests to go and assault that immediately. There we go. because it's...
We've conquered the sector.
We've conquered the sector, because you see again, our weaponry is so powerful that we just immediately established a foothold there. And you'll see that it takes a certain amount of time to build a tower there, and then you build a tower there, and then you're all good. But that does then split your forces between that tower and the other one. So let's take some of these dudes and send them over here.
We've conquered the sector.
Marvellous. They can then build a tower here. And once we've got that all sorted, we can probably then go and assault the last sector. There we go. Alright, so all of you go there. All of you go there as well.
We've conquered the sector.
And there we are, victory. A comprehensive
We've won.
and spectacular victory. My prime strategic skills of just overpowering the enemy completely. Congratulations, O Queen of Bazooka. Right, this one we have 2 opponents. So we're going to have to deal with them. Alright, play island. We'll take our remaining 50 dudes. And we will start here because that's like a reasonably defendable location. And let's do something similar to what we did before. So we'll start with some research into the best defences we have available. And get that done sooner rather than later. Now, when you have multiple opponents like this, you can actually make an alliance with one of the other players if you want to. All right, slow down for a sec, please. Just while I install these people. Okay. And then let's get researching those catapults.
We've advanced a tech level.
Okay, wonderful. Right. So we can then get conquering. Splat, splat, splat. Death to you all. Okay, they will then build us a tower. Put them back inside so they can breed while we are putting our tower together. There's our new tower. Wonderful. Now you notice that each tower has to research the stuff separately. So that may be worth doing. But for now it might actually be worth just going and knocking out Caesar. Because that should be pretty straightforward. There we go.
You want to come on the my side, there?
No, because we're about to kill you. Right, we can then remove the army from this sector with the right button. and send them back to this tower. There we go. Probably should defend ourselves, shouldn't we? Won't take very long to get that done with this many people.
The design's ready.
Marvellous. Defences. Spears. Oh, hello, just in time. Let's keep an eye on how the battle is unfolding. We are killing them off nicely, and they haven't taken any of our dudes out yet, which is good. 4 left. 2 left. 1 left. Well done, boys. Excellent job. Time to form an army. And obliterate this sector.
We've conquered the sector.
Nicely done, everybody. Want to build a tower here? Might as well. Might as well. Gives me a nice strategic way to assert my dominance on Oberon. There we go. Alright, and then we should be able to finish this off nicely with a bit of bum kicking.
We've won!
We have indeed won. Excellent work, everybody. Congratulations, O Crown Princess of Scylla, O Eternal Goddess of the First Epoch. So you see things then proceed from there in much the same way. As you go further through the epochs, you get more advanced weaponry becomes available. In fact, let's play just one island in this epoch, just to see how far it advances each time. There's sort of an upper limit on the technology level that you can get in each epoch. So with this being the second epoch, we should have a bit more fancy stuff to play with. You actually see they're actually starting at a later tech level as well. You can tell by the outfits that they're wearing. So let's start with, we've got 3 islands. So let's go with 30 people, and we'll start in this hopefully quite defendable location. Right, let's start with some research. You see we go straight to spears this time around, so there's no farting around with rocks and that sort of thing. So I'll get that researched.
The design's ready.
Marvellous. And then let's research those. Actually, let's put some guards in first, just to keep us safe. And research the catapults.
The design's ready.
Lovely stuff. Right. Do we want to go straight in there and kick some bottom? Because they've probably got access to the same stuff we have. Yeah, although they're still running around in their pants, which suggests that they haven't got much going on in terms of ability. How do we get the better weapons then? Do we have to research some of the other stuff? We have to design that, for example? Or do we have to design that one first? Let's have a look. So I think we need to advance a tech level. You'll get the voice, we've advanced the tech level. And that should open some new options to...
We've advanced a
Yeah, there we
tech
go.
level.
Okay, we have advanced the tech level, but it hasn't actually opened up any more recipes, so let's just... Let's go fight. Because I suspect they won't last very long. Does take a little longer to take down that tower though, because it's a higher tech level and thus a bit harder to actually destroy. Right, so we'll build our tower here. Nicely done. Anything new we can research? No. What do we want to do? We could do with building up our army a bit. What to do? What to do? Oh no, tell you what. We do want to defend ourselves. And in fact, while we do that, we can remove these guys because they're not really necessary anymore. And they can just hang out and breed.
The design's ready.
Lovely stuff. So we can then get this tower guarded. And then get this researched as well.
The design's ready.
Nicely done. And then, shall I hang out and let them try and kick each other's head in a bit? Because it looks like Oberon is trying to fight Caesar at the minute. Oh, he's lost a tower. That's interesting. Actually, I'll tell you what I could do. Because Oberon's busy over there, what I could do is just be sneaky and just pop over here. Quite a quiet game, you notice. You do have the option for music and sound effects, but you lose the voices if you do that. That sort of aspect of things was kind of fixed by the console versions. Because they had sort of musical backings and the sample sound as well. Right, let's head back over here. Hopefully finish all this off. Can't tell how close you are to conquering a sector. That's the only tricky thing. Can't be far off now. Come on, boys, you can do it. This is not going quite as well as anticipated. Well, we have now killed a bunch of them. So how about we go and attack them now? Supplement our forces a little bit. Once we take those defenders down, that tower should be pretty defenceless. I doubt they've got many men left after we had that ruck with their army in our sector. Oh no, he's managing to replace things a bit. Might actually be worth our while to go back here and breed for a bit. Where have all my men gone? I've only got 10 men. This doesn't seem to be going great. Sure, I had like 21 men in it. Where have they all gone? There's only 2 in there. Oh well. Guess it's breeding time. Oh, okay. So those catapult dudes, they are seemingly permanently assigned to be catapult dudes now. So I've got 25 spare men plus these 11 catapult dudes. Okay, right. That's more like it.
We're running out of elements.
We've conquered the sector. We've conquered the sector.
Excellent work, everybody.
We've conquered the sector.
And just polish them off here.
We've won.
Marvellous. Well done, everybody. Well done. Congratulations, O Messiah of Dracula. Can't remember if the titles actually sort of mean anything. Sort of depending on your performance and that sort of thing. But yeah, anyway. That is Megalomania. And here is the password for where we've got to. So it doesn't actually have a sort of save game system. It generates a password based on your progress and how well you've done, and the men you've got left on each island, and later on the men that you set aside for the mother of all battles later on. But anyway, that's Megalomania. That is a really fun game, whatever platform you play it on. The Mega Drive version is coming to the Evercade as part of the Codemasters collection later this year. So if you do want to play this game, you'll be able to do so in a sort of legal manner, an official re-release of the game. And this is a fun game to have available on the handheld, or to be able to play on your television or whatever. Yeah, it's still a really great game. It's quite an unusual game compared to sort of a more modern real-time strategy games, but hopefully you can see how this game's sort of unique take on God game / real-time strategy and resource management and that sort of thing, what makes this game so special and why it was so well received back in the day. But yeah, it's still a great game, still well worth playing, and still a great example of what Sensible Software was good at, which was making great games that would make you laugh. So, alright, let's leave that there for today. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.